Is robotically affirming repetitively driving you crazy? Is it actually the secret to saturating your mind 10 times faster? What's the real secret? What actually works best? And how can we get what we want in the 3D as quickly as possible? Let's talk about it. Hello, my loves. It's Gigi, and welcome back to my channel. We talk all about the law of assumption, mindset, spirituality, and so much more. We are the Journey Fam, and we're all about living our best life through conscious manifestation. Today, we are talking about repetition and how important it is. Even if you have watched every single video about robotically affirming and the importance of repeating affirmations and telling the new story, I want you to approach this with a fresh set of eyes and really take to heart what I'm saying right now. You are the writer of the script of the life that you are acting out and living. And no one else can write that script but you. And you're writing this script through the thoughts that you are repetitively thinking on a daily basis. And this is forming the foundation of your beliefs, which a lot of them have already been formed due to the absorption of different things outside of you over the course of your life thus far, most of which happened when you were a child and you were like a sponge and you were absorbing literally everything without questioning it because that was just your environment and you didn't have the mental capacity to process and distinguish what you wanted to believe and didn't want to believe because you were just taking everything at face value. Well, now that you are hopefully grown up and understanding that you're in the driver's seat of your life, you can take back the reins, take back control, get in touch with your intuition, your soul, God, the universe, whatever you like to call that divine connection. And you can start taking your power back and living every day on your own terms, repetitively telling the story that you want to live and not letting the past dictate your future anymore. Because oftentimes we feel powerless as human beings because we are told that we need to wait for external validation or for other people's permission in order to live life in a way that is societally acceptable, but doesn't actually make us happy. Instead of just blindly accepting the repetitive things you've been hearing over the years, beliefs about money and the economy and family and friendships and relationships that are just talked about that aren't helpful or productive, you can say, that's not true for me. I actually do not want that to be part of my story. And you can write that out of the story right away. And you guys, this doesn't have to be a long, drawn out process. And this doesn't have to feel like homework, like a chore, like another thing to check off our to-do list.
Oh, I have to robotically affirm and do the 369 method where I'm just writing all these affirmations.
I don't think taking a transactional approach to obsessively robotically affirming is the answer. You want to do this for you because you are not giving up on you. And in the same way that you take care of your body by trying to eat well and exercise, you want to take care of your mind by paying attention to your mental diet and the thoughts that you're repetitively repeating. And this is actually a form of self-care. It feels good to feel good. It feels good to dominantly be thinking thoughts that are in your favor. And I understand if you are dealing with intrusive thoughts or anxiety or depression, that can be really tough to navigate sometimes. Do what you need to do in order to get professional help or to have some kind of mental framework where you tell yourself, my intrusive thoughts do not manifest. I have so much compassion for people in those types of situations. But I'm just talking about on a day-to-day basis in a normal scenario, when you have the choice between focusing on what you want in life and all of your exciting goals and things that you are really looking forward to creating, or ruminating on things that haven't been helpful and all of the what ifs and the worries, why wouldn't you look forward instead of looking in the rearview mirror and making decisions based on all of the things that went wrong according to your perception in the past? Why would you not allow yourself the permission to create a new story? Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you loved bike riding growing up, and then you had one really bad bike accident. Are you never going to ride a bike again? It would be really sad if you decide based on one accident that you're never going to get back on a bike. Yeah, it might have been traumatic and you might need to go through a healing process to get over that. But moving forward, you can choose to say, I'm always protected, I'm always safe. From this point forward, I am going to continue to enjoy bike riding, and that can be your story. You don't have to be beholden to the events of the past. And that takes some courage and bravery, especially when it was a super traumatic thing. But it is possible to move forward from a clean slate every single day. And when you are starting from a clean slate, from square one, repetition is your superpower. Now I'm going to get back into why repetition is so important. It is basically a compound effect over time. I don't believe personally that you lose the progress that you make repeating a new favorable story for the life that you want to live. So even if you fall off the wagon, I think when you get back on the wagon, affirming and repetitively telling yourself that you can live the life that you want to live, that you actually will get back on the horse faster. And I believe this because I like to think of it like working out. If you used to be religiously weightlifting, but then you don't work out for 2 or 3 months, when you get back into it, there is going to be some muscle memory there. Or even, let's say in the summer, you start getting a tan and you get really, really tan after being in the sun for like a week straight, but then you're indoors barely getting any sun. Your tan is still going to be there. It's going to take a while to fade. And when you get back out in the sun, your tan will come back to its full tanness. So it's like, I like to think of repetitive new beliefs like that. They do accumulate over time, and that cumulative effect can work to your advantage. I do think that you can get a little bit rusty. For example, I speak French. I used to be extremely fluent, like dreaming in French. I could respond without thinking about it. But then the past couple of years, I've been speaking the language a lot less because I haven't needed to use it as much. And I lost a little bit of my fluency because it's not my native language. So in that case, I know that I'm not going to have to start over completely when I brush up my French and start traveling to French-speaking countries again. But it is going to take a little bit more time for me to get back into the routine of naturally responding and using that language like it's second nature. So I hope that these analogies are helping. I just want you guys to realize that there isn't any kind of difference between people who prefer just making a decision and shifting into the state and the people who prefer affirming and persisting repetitively, robotically. Both of these approaches have the same end goal, changing your identity and stepping into the version of yourself that you want to be. That's the goal. Manifestation boils down to identity and living from the end. And how do you get into the habit of doing that? By choosing over and over and over, repeating over and over and over. It's like any skill you want to master. You're going to have to be conscious about it, especially in the beginning. Before you know it, it's not going to feel like this crazy amount of effort that you need to exert to think in the way that makes you feel good and makes you live the life that you want to live. Before I end this video, I just want to make a quick recommendation for a book on this topic, and it is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I talk about a lot, but it's just amazing how he goes into depth about how our mind is so malleable. We can change our personal reality, our personality, very easily, and it can actually be an instant or overnight shift if we want it to be. Every single day is a chance for a fresh start, for healing, for growth, for expansion, for more wealth, for more opportunity, for fulfilling, exciting relationships. And when we can show up in this optimistic, future-oriented space instead of just predicting the future based on our past, then we'll feel so much better living our daily lives. And that energy will speak for itself in our daily interactions. So let me know what you guys thought about this video below. Also, please leave recommendations for other video topics. What do you want to see me talk about? What do you want to see me dive into? I'm so open to suggestions. I love you guys. I love our growing Journey Fam community. You mean the world to me. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.